New York is one of the most crowded, noisy, and chaotic cities in the world. Millions of people rushing every day, barely looking around. So if Pokémon existed in real life, they wouldn't arrive with chaos. They'd blend in, quietly, until one day you realize the city isn't just alive anymore. It's inhabited. Because some Pokémon wouldn't hide, and others would blend in perfectly. Let's start in the heart of the city, Central Park. In the middle of all this concrete and steel, this park would be a natural refuge, a place where the city slows down, even if just a little. When nature quietly pushes back against the noise, Central Park wouldn't feel like a park anymore. It would feel like a shared habitat, a space where humans and Pokémon move around each other, pretending this coexistence has always been normal.
But New York isn't just what you see on the surface. It never has been. Because beneath the noise, the crowds, the lights, and the constant movement, there's another version of the city. One that most people never stop long enough to notice. There's another world. The subway. A maze of dark tunnels stretching for miles beneath the streets. Steel rails humming with constant vibration. Wind rushing through tunnels before the train even arrives. Echoes that never fully disappear. This is where the city's pulse truly lives. In this underground world, Pokémon wouldn't feel out of place at all. Creatures adapted to darkness, to sound, to motion. Some would cling to the ceilings of abandoned stations, watching silently as trains pass below. Others would move through tunnels effortlessly, unseen, feeling every vibration before it happens. Commuters would sense something nearby, but never quite see it. And eventually, they would stop questioning it. Now let's move closer to the water. Along the Hudson River, the city breathes differently. The noise fades, the air feels wider. The skyline reflects off the surface of the river, distorted and broken by movement. Here, the pace slows down. This is where Pokémon that don't belong to tight spaces would linger. Large silhouettes, moving just beneath the water's surface, occasionally breaking through just long enough to be seen. Joggers would slow their pace. Tourists would stop filming the skyline and start filming the water instead. But the city wouldn't panic, because not every Pokémon would live inside New York. Some would simply pass by, migrating, observing, moving on. New York has always been a crossroads, a place where things arrive and eventually leave. Now shift your focus back inland. New York is always under construction, scaffolding everywhere, cranes towering over streets, steel beams hanging mid-air, concrete dust settling on everything. Noise never stops. And in these places, strength matters. Pokémon built for power would thrive here, climbing steel frameworks like they were natural terrain, using unfinished buildings as vertical playgrounds. Construction workers would pause mid-task, looking up as shadows move where they shouldn't. But after a while, they'd go back to work, because the city wouldn't fight this. It would adapt, as it always does. Barriers would be reinforced, schedules adjusted, routes rerouted. Not because something went wrong, but because something new became normal. But when the sun goes down, New York changes.
The heat, trapped in concrete, slowly releases. Streetlights flicker on. Windows glow like constellations, stacked on top of each other. Reflections stretch endlessly across glass buildings. The city feels deeper, older, more alive. This is when the Pokémon that don't want to be seen come out. They move through alleyways, across rooftops, along fire escapes. always watching. At night, New York already feels mysterious. With Pokémon, it would feel watched. Not in a threatening way, but in a way that makes you walk a little faster, check reflections in windows, listen more closely to footsteps behind you. Some creatures would blend perfectly into the darkness. Others would glow softly, visible from blocks away. People would learn which streets feel safe and which ones feel different. And yet, not everything would be dangerous.
Morning would come again. Sunlight would hit the skyline at just the right angle. Glass buildings would shine. The city would wake up like nothing happened. Coffee cups in hand, phones out, headphones on. In quieter neighborhoods, smaller Pokémon would wander curiously, following people for a few steps before losing interest, sitting on stoops, peeking out from behind parked cars. Children would notice them first. They always do. Others might block an entire street, massive bodies curled up in the road, sleeping peacefully while traffic slowly reroutes around them. No panic, just acceptance. Times Square should have been the place where this all felt impossible.
Too bright, too loud, too artificial. Screens tower over the streets, flashing faces, products, promises. Light never fades here. Even the night is illuminated. And yet, this is where the contrast becomes clear. Pokémon wouldn't look up at the screens. They wouldn't react to the noise. They wouldn't care about the constant motion or the advertisements shouting for attention. Electric types would feel the energy in the air long before the lights. Others would move through the crowds without urgency, weaving between people like they've done it 1,000 times before. Not performing, not hiding, just existing. Times Square was built to demand attention, but with Pokémon here, it no longer needs to. It's just another place in the city, shared. Because in New York, anything can become normal if it stays long enough. The city would look the same as always, but it wouldn't be. Because now, it's not just humans living here. Pokémon wouldn't change New York. They would reveal what it already is. A city where millions of lives overlap, where chaos and coexistence happen at the same time, where something extraordinary can exist right next to something ordinary, where there's always something happening just outside your focus. So the real question isn't whether Pokémon could live in New York. They already could. The real question is, which city should we visit next?